welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a few weeks since I posted the last video. It's been a crazy few weeks. But anyway guys, I'm headed to the gym. Figured this would be a perfect time of day as well, to talk about the best budget-friendly camera setup for not only motovlogging, but for anything really YouTube and Instagram. But I'm gonna mostly talk about why this setup that I'm going to bring up is best for motovlogging, to get the quality that you see in this video. Now before we start, because I don't know what your at-home settings are, but if you go down to your bottom right hand corner, I believe it's a gearbox, click on that, video quality or image quality, and click 21, click the highest one. I think it's like 2180p or something like that. That'll change this video to 4K, and you'll really get to see what this setup that I'm running right now is capable of doing, and it's what I'm about to tell you guys as well. So there's no need to go out and buy the latest and greatest. I'll get into that in a second, but let's start from the beginning, right? You've got a motorcycle, you want to start motovlogging, blah blah blah. The first thing you want to do is get a helmet that has decent, I want to say noise cancellation, but just do some research and find yourself a helmet that is quiet, right? If you go full carbon fiber, that helmet's going to be loud, right? So start off with getting yourself a helmet that's decently quiet. Alright, I don't really have any recommendations for that. I'm running the Zizy, or however you pronounce that, Strata 2. It works great, as you guys can hear. I mean, I'll even be on the highway. If you go back to my older videos when I was in Cali, listen to the quality there too. Same helmet, same everything. Just make sure your visor's down. Anyway, alright, so camera. I'm just going to go straight into the camera, because this is going to be the longest part of this video. The GoPro Hero 11 is what you want if you're looking for cost effective, right? Obviously, go out and buy yourself the newest one if you got the funds to do so. The reason why the GoPro Hero 11 is kind of the bare minimum, and it's 2 years old, but it's the bare minimum now, is because, for one, you get 4K 120, so if you want to shoot slow-mo, you get the 120 frames per second at 4K. The previous generations don't have that. Also, you can shoot in 5K, I think it's 5.4K, at 30 frames per second. That's what I shoot all of my videos in, including the one I'm shooting right now. Now, mind you, YouTube only allows you to post up to 4K, which is fine because you shoot higher quality. Whenever you go to export it after editing, it compresses a 5K file into a 4K file, giving you a really good fucking quality looking video. I didn't know if that truck wanted to pull out or not. Now, it is a much larger file size. It's not crucial that you shoot in 5K, but we'll make another video on that. I'm just trying to explain to you why the GoPro Hero 11 is the minimum, right? You also want to get you a set of ND filters. Alright, reason being is because whenever you go to set up your camera, there's a million videos on this, guys. It's video 101. Whatever frame rate you're shooting at, you want to double that and set that as your shutter speed. That gives you the best look, cinematic video, all of it. Okay, so I never allow my GoPro, like if you're shooting at 5K 30, you're going to want to set your shutter speed to 1/60, right? When you do that, if you don't have ND filters, basically the entire video is going to be white. Like, you're not going to see a single thing. But the settings for the cameras, I will make another video on that and explain more in detail. Right now, it's just the hardware setup. So, ND filter, GoPro Hero 11, or anything later after that. And the other crucial part of the GoPro Hero 11 and newer is the fact that you can shoot in 10-bit color. I didn't realize how, because like I have the 9 as well. I actually don't even really use it anymore because it only has 8-bit color. And I didn't realize how dramatic that is, like how much more post-editing flexibility you get until after using this one. To go with that GoPro, I've already said ND filter, the Media Mod. Media Mod's crucial if you want to have audio like you hear in this video while moving, doing all the things. And it's only really for one reason. The Media Mod is actually kind of a fucking pain in the ass, because anytime you're out on the road and you got to change the fucking battery, you got to take off your GoPro from your helmet, do all that, whatever, but you have to have it. Reason being is because you need to get a 3.5 millimeter mic. I'm gonna set, everything is gonna be linked down below, okay? I use the, I'm pronouncing this probably wrong, but it's the Movo, M-O-V-O 3.5 millimeter mic. The thing is like 12 bucks on Amazon. I actually just put in a new one today because my original one I've had for over 2 years, and the thing is I broke the wire. Like, it wasn't even like just from normal use, like I accidentally grabbed it and ripped it. So the mics are decently inexpensive but work extremely well. Actually, I wouldn't even recommend a more expensive mic. I've seen people buy like the $130 ones you get at Best Buy or whatever. Wouldn't recommend it at all. This $12 mic, or yeah, it's like 12 or 15 bucks shipped. It's fucking magnificent, and I'll never ever use a different one because it's just worked so well for me for the last, what, 2 years now? And me physically breaking it is the only thing that took it down, and I just bought another one, you know? And then obviously you're gonna route that through your helmet. When routing it through your helmet, get the wires out the way. They're gonna be a little long, blah, blah, blah. But the key to it is to have the end of that microphone away from the bottom of your helmet and away from where you flip up the visor and away from your mouth. So what I do is I kind of leave it in the cheek pad itself with just the very tip of it sticking out. This way when I'm breathing, I'm not breathing directly into the mic. Also, if wind goes up into my helmet from either direction, actually, it doesn't directly hit the mic. So like, it kind of is its own wind cancellation, if you will. So all very fucking easy things. And again, you can find yourself a used GoPro, GoPro Hero 11, get it from your buddy, whatever. You need to put on that ND filter and watch some videos on how to correctly set up your GoPro for cinematic video. Shooting at too high of a frame rate on motorcycles specifically, it's gonna hurt your eyes. On a day-to-day basis, we see motion blur. So 4K 30 or 5K 30, sorry, your best bet. But if you don't have a large enough SD card, or you just don't feel like waiting so long for your videos to export and do all the things, because sometimes I get impatient, to be honest, just shooting 4K. But you get that option with the GoPro Hero 11. So honestly, that's probably the that's really all you need, guys. I mean, to start, you know. And then I don't know if I should go into it now, but you know, you want a video editing software, I recommend Adobe Premiere Pro. There's so many videos, so you can just kind of learn as you go. But yeah, learn color correcting. I mean, there's a bunch to learn, but this video is kind of just set on the hardware side of things, setting up your footage, or setting up your camera shit for your footage. But I appreciate you guys checking out my video. This one's going to be short and sweet, to the point. A lot more videos to come. I have a whole list in my phone. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment what you want to see. If you're in the Southwest Florida region, hit me up. I got Instagrams the same as my fucking YouTube, and we can definitely get it going. So yeah, ride safe. See you on the next one.